All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I am back with another video. All right, y'all, back with another rankings update video. This time we got a lot of interesting moves, a lot of shakeups up in the division, especially the flyweight division. So, I want to talk about all three divisions here. We got a couple of surprises in a few of the divisions. First off, I want to talk about the bantamweight division because we got a new inductee in the top 15. And then I want to jump to the strawweight division, because we got a lot of interesting matchups in the lower half, in like the bottom half of the strawweight division. I want to just kind of go through the fights that are happening and the possible shakeups there. And then last but not least, I want to jump into the flyweight division because that's where we got some major changes. I mean, first off, we got the quadruple threat rank. The whole quadruple threat is ranked, but 3 out of 4 of them are in that top 5. That's right. That's right. That's how I pick them, man. That's how I pick them. But yeah, man, it's going down, man. We got a lot of changes here. So let's go ahead and go through these rankings. First off, like I said, let's start with bantamweight. Let's pull up these rankings for the UFC. We can jump over featherweight, of course, right? So taking a look at the top 15 for bantamweight, the new inductee into the top 15, of course, is Chelsea Chandler. Shout out to Chelsea Chandler. You know, she's kind of a tweener right now. You know, she'll do fights at bantamweight or featherweight. It doesn't matter to her, but it seems like right now a lot of the fighters that do fight at featherweight, you know, whenever they rack up a couple of wins, they'll go ahead and rank them at bantamweight. You know, it's kind of weird how they don't put them in the ranking system at featherweight, or even attempt to make a ranking system. You know what I mean? Even if it is like 5 or 6 fighters, like, why don't they just go ahead and rank them? It's just weird like that with featherweight. So right now Chelsea Chandler is ranked number 15. You know, of course, last week she was not ranked, so now that she's here, you know, she's going to be looking at fights. You know, she's going to be looking at fights at bantamweight because this is the fully laid out division. So I wouldn't blame her, you know, if she tried to, you know, stick it out here at 135 and try to fight her way up to a title shot, right? So 15, Chelsea Chandler. Another one, the number 14 is Jocelyn Nunes, right? And then the next is another featherweight, the number 13, Norma Dumont. So yeah, like the bottom half of bantamweight is kind of strange. It's strange like that. It's all made up of fighters that fight at featherweight. It's like they don't have enough bantamweights and enough featherweights just to go ahead and say, you know, we need to add more fighters here. So whatever, right? All right. And of course, the number 12, entering at number 12 last week was at number 14 was Mayra Bueno Silva. You know, she's moving up now after handing a very, very good loss, very, very good finish over, good win. A very, very good win for Mayra Bueno Silva and crushing loss for Lena Landsberg. Solid knee bar win. You know, that moves her up to number 12. So she's 3-0 at bantamweight now, and she's looking to move up and try to call out fighters like Miesha Tate, also jumping as high as like Rocky Pennington. You know, she really wants to, you know, try to make a statement at 135. And for Mayra Bueno Silva, why not, right? You know, she needs to continue to rack up these wins and make some noise at bantamweight, you know, while the division is still kind of, going through the transition. Go ahead and put your name out there, right? All right. And number 11, y'all know, is Julie Avila, who's still been out for a while. I believe she has a little injury now, too, as well, because she did have a baby, but I think she's a little injured, too. Correct me if I'm wrong. Number 10, of course, is Miesha Tate, who's looking for another fight. You know, she's calling out names. She's looking at Mayra Bueno Silva. So that make an interesting fight, right? All right, then from there, we got number 9, Kel Rosa, 8, Macy Chiasson, number 7, Pandy Kanzan, who's also looking for a fight. Number 6, Yana Santos now, no longer Yana Kunitskaya, who is taking on Holly Holm. Number 5, Irene Aldana, who's taking on Rocky Pennington again in a rematch, which is in a few months, right? Or March. Yeah, next month, right? Yeah, that's going down. Then we got number 4, Ketlin Vieira, 3, Holly Holm, 2, Rocky Pennington, and number 1, Juliana Pena. And, of course, the champ, who still doesn't know who she's going to fight, Amanda Nunes, right? So pretty much the division is the same here. The bantamweight division is the same. But shout out to Chelsea Chandler. You know, she's one that is improving as a fighter, you know, always training hard. And she's looking to take off heads. You know, she doesn't care about who it is, what division it is. I know she prefer featherweight, which I would too. You know, if that's where you're going to see her at her biggest, baddest, and her strongest, right? All right, so yeah, that's the only change we have there. So let's jump up to strawweight. Got a few fights here at strawweight, you know, of course, that have been made. So I'll go ahead and bring those up as we go through the rankings. All right, so starting off at number 15, of course, we got Poliana Viana. And then number 14, we got Emily Ducote. And then we have at number 13, Luana Pinheiro, who's going to be taking on Michelle Waterson. And also at number 12, Angela Hill. She has a pretty good matchup coming up against the number 7, Mackenzie Dern. Then you got at number 11, Michelle Waterson. And at number 10, you got Verna Jandiroba, who's going to be taking on Marina Rodriguez, right? So that should be an interesting fight. You know, that's another top 10 fighter for Marina Rodriguez, and a tough test. That's a tough test for her, right? Number 9, of course, we got another tweener, Amanda Ebas, who has a fight coming up at 125 against Viviana Araujo. So who knows how long she's going to stay around at strawweight. You know, if things go well for her against Viviana Araujo, she might say, hey, I'm going for flyweight gold, right? Then you got at number 8, Tisha Torres, who is pregnant at the moment. Number 7, Mackenzie Dern. Number 6, Jessica Andrade. Man, this is where she needs to be. Jessica Andrade needs to stay here now. She had a crushing loss this past weekend against Erin Blanchfield. So hopefully Jessica Andrade stays here. She calls out Yan Xiaonan, Carla Esparza, third fight with Rose Namajunas. I mean, the possibilities are endless here, because if she racks up a couple of wins, boom, she can get a title shot. Seems a lot easier for her, right? Because this is where she's probably at her best now. You know, it definitely is. I was a bit wrong about how strong she could be at flyweight. Well, she still is strong at flyweight. I just think she had an uneducated approach. She really did, you know. So I think that just comes down to a skill set for Jessica Andrade when you really think about it. But really, the most logical place for her to be is strawweight, right? All right. In the top 5, you got Yan Xiaonan. Number 4, Marina Rodriguez. Number 3, Amanda Lemos, who is hopefully being fixed up to fight the champion. Number 2, you got Rose Namajunas. Number 1, Carla Esparza. And, of course, Zhang Weili is the champion. So, yeah, that's the big fight I'm looking forward to. Zhang Weili and Amanda Lemos, they need to make that fight happen. So, yeah, real quick, let's backtrack here. We got the fight dates we have. Let's see. In no particular order here. Hold on. Let me go ahead and pull up the dates for y'all. We got Mackenzie Dern taking on Angela Hill May 13th. All right, for that UFC Fight Night card. That should be an interesting fight. That's a big jump up for Angela Hill. I actually like that for Angela Hill because, you know, as these fighters get older and they improve, they deserve to, you know, test their skills and see where they're at. You know, she's been fighting a lot of the lower level fighters and she's been beating them. You know, Emily Ducote, Lupi Godinez, you know, she's racking up some wins against some promising fighters. So, hey, why not go ahead and test her out and let her get a chance, right? Let her get a shot. Everybody knows Mackenzie Dern, her jiu-jitsu is very, very, very dangerous, but that's only if she can get a fighter to the ground. You know, if Angela Hill's takedown defense is improved and, you know, if her striking is a problem for Mackenzie Dern, hey, we could see Angela Hill taking that number 7 spot, right? No lie. You know, I could see that. And I'm kind of hoping she does because I want to see if she can finally break into the top 5 and get somewhere near a title eliminator, you know? You know, a fight with a rematch with Carla Esparza would be cool, right, at some point. Because, you know, they fought in the Tough House like 9 years ago. So that would kind of be like some get back for whenever she got handed her first, well, she got eliminated right away by Carla Esparza, right? That was crazy. But, yeah, we got Marina Rodriguez taking on Verna Jandiroba, and that fight is for May 6th, so that's actually a week before. This is kind of a fight down for Marina Rodriguez in some ways, but it's still a dangerous fight because she's dealing with another fighter with solid ground game, so she has to be on her game. You know, she has to make sure that she's evolving as a fighter because, for one, she does have dangerous striking, but eventually, you know, you're going to come across fighters who have decent striking and a ground game and the ability to take you down, you know. So Marina Rodriguez is kind of a comeback fight for her. If she can beat this top 10 fighter in convincing fashion, maybe she can, you know, get back into the mix against a fighter like Rose or rematch with Carla Esparza. Who knows, right? All right. And then before both of those fights, we got Michelle Waterson and Lupita not Lupita, but Luana Pinheiro. And that fight is taking place April 8th. All right. So some people are seeing that as a retirement fight for Michelle Waterson, which it could be, depending on how she looks. But it also could be a fight where she goes in there and schools Luana Pinheiro. I mean, Luana Pinheiro, she's got the judo, heavy hands. So we'll see if she can deal with the speed and striking of a fighter like Michelle Waterson. All right. So, yeah, those are the fights that are taking place on the lower half, which is going to make the division kind of shake up a little bit more at strawweight. We'll see if any of these fighters can advance and kind of move around some of the other fighters like Tisha Torres while they're inactive, and same with Amanda Ibas, because that's something I like to see. Like I said, I like to see Angela Hill get a little bit higher, just kind of shake things up. Hope Angela Hill can test Mackenzie Dern, on the feet and, possibly give her some work. That's just me, though. All right. So last but not least, let's jump to the flyweight division. All right. And like I said, it looks like the whole quadruple threat is ranked now. Y'all know my quadruple threat. Looks like they are all ranked. But it's kind of weird here because we got two number 15s. I don't know if this is a typo, but rounding out the top 15, we got the number 15, Amanda Ibas. Who was the, number 9, number 8 at strawweight. You got Amanda Ibas coming up at the bottom. Then another number 15 is Miranda Maverick. Shout out to Miranda Maverick. She's in the rankings now. But, she also stated on her Instagram that she knows that it's politics. But she said it feels good to get back in there, but she still wants to go in there and fight, because it seems like it's kind of hard to get her a fight right now. She said she's been waiting to fight. She tagged McMaynard again and said, hey, I'm ready to fight because I want to climb up higher, right? So, yeah, man, shout out to Miranda. She's always trying to get better as a fighter, but I know she's got a lot of other things going on, but hopefully she can get back into the mix and, eventually get herself back into the top 10 too, right? So, yeah, top 15, let's see, 15, Miranda Maverick. Number 14 is Cynthia Calvillo, who's taking on Lupita, right? Lupita Godinez in strawweight. So that's kind of a make-or-break fight for Calvillo. Number 13, Tracy Cortez. I don't know what's going on with her right now. Some people ask me. I'm not sure. I really don't. I'm hoping that she can bounce back, whatever's going on, whether it's physical or mental. Hopefully she can, fix that or, figure out what's going on. Number 12, we got Macy Barber, who's going to be taking on Andrea Lee. Number 11 is Casey O'Neill. In the top 10, we got number 10, Andrea Lee. Number 9, Jennifer Maya, who is taking on Casey O'Neill. Number 8, Viviana Araujo, who's taking on Ibas. Number 7, Lauren Murphy. And the number 6, Alexa Grasso. Alexa Grasso drops out of the top 5. She's going to be taking on Valentina Shevchenko in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, man, I'm ready to see that fight. A lot of people feel like Grasso's got the style to do it. I'm not sure. I don't feel the same way, but hopefully she can prove me wrong. All right. And the top 5, we got Caitlin Chikagan. Number 4, Jessica Andrade. Hopefully we'll be taken out of the rankings soon and she stays at strawweight. And the top 3, which we can call the triple threat now, right? I told you all about these fighters. All right. Coming in at number 3, moving up 7 spots, is Erin Cold-Blooded Blanchfield, coming off of her second round finish over Jessica Andrade. That's right. Erin Blanchfield is looking that part. She's calling out the champion. She's improving as a fighter. She's confident in her style. She's done a lot of interviews in the past few days just talking about her overall ground game and, just her style and seeing holes in Valentina. And she's just been calling her out, just casually bringing up the champion's name, which is what you like. She's not overdoing it. She's not stuttering about it. She's not hesitant. She's just letting you know that, hey, this is what I want to do. I want the winner of Shevchenko versus Grasso. You got to like that energy, right? Then coming in at number 2, we got Manon Fiorot. Manon the Beast Fiorot. I know how a lot of people feel about Manon right now. I know how they feel about some of the choices that she's been making as far as, wanting another fight, wanting some more experience. But look, I still think Manon Fiorot is title shot worthy. I do. I still feel like she is a threat to the champion because she still has that hunger. I really do believe that she has that hunger. And I think this is kind of like a strategic plan for her right now. I think she's looking to try to maybe pace it out just maybe for one more fight to try to, get in a little bit of experience, just kind of pace it out, now that she's here, now that she's already in the number 1, number 2 spot, she maybe wants one more fight. But I understand where people are coming from. You got to keep that energy. She is 5-0 right now in the UFC, so why not just go ahead for it, right? I mean, that's what Erin Blanchfield is doing. Erin beat one of the top gatekeepers in Jessica Andrade, right? Manon Fiorot beat one of the top gatekeepers in Caitlin Chookagian. And you can't necessarily stop Caitlin Chookagian, but if you can beat her in convincing fashion, hey, more power to you. Let's move on, right? Styles make fights. So if you beat Chookagian by decision, that doesn't necessarily mean you'll do bad against Valentina, right? So call out the champion next, right? So if she would have kept that energy, I would have felt it a little bit more. But right now, unfortunately, she did suffer a ruptured ligament too, right? So she had surgery. So I can understand where she's coming from now. So taking some months off, she's going to want to come back and take another fight, which I understand. So hopefully that fight that she takes as a comeback fight in like July or August is like Tyler Santos or somebody. And then, they can move on and Valentina and Manon can fight at the end of the year, right? After Blanchfield gets her shot, right? Then Manon can get her shot at the end of the year, right? Makes sense. So, yeah, Manon still keeping that energy. I think she's still a good fighter. She's tough, big, strong, and, she's in my threat for a reason. She's currently undefeated in the UFC and working her way up. Hopefully she's watching these fights and hopefully she's watching the fighters around her, especially the champion, right? And, of course, the number 1 is Tyler Santos. How she moved up from number 2 to number 1, I don't know. How she moved up over Manon, I don't know. But Tyler Santos is still keeping the same energy. She wants this rematch. I mean, she made a bad decision this past weekend to pull out of the Erin Blanchfield fight because now Erin Blanchfield is stealing that thunder from her. Erin Blanchfield is stealing that thunder. So Tyler Santos has got to do something big over the next couple of months to prove that she's title shot worthy again. I mean, she can keep calling her out on IG. She posted an IG story just a few hours ago saying she wanted a rematch with Valentina Shevchenko, right? But it's looking like Erin Blanchfield is probably going to get that next shot, right, after Grasso. So Tyler Santos, even though they bumped her up to number 1, she's got to do something because until then, Valentina is going to say she doesn't deserve it, and she's going to skip around her and fight Blanchfield and Manon. So Tyler's got to call out Manon right now. Tyler's got to call out Manon and say, I want to fight you, and then we can make this for the title. We can make this a title eliminator, and we can go from there because Shevchenko's got a couple of fights already lined up, in my opinion. I think the matchmakers are looking to do it. I think they're looking to do Grasso and Blanchfield before they do Santos. So right now, Santos is kind of in between a rock and a hard place here. She's going to have to do something big. She's going to have to stay on it, be better with these trainers and, polish up her reputation right now. It's not looking good for her out there, But other than that, she's still a good fighter. I mean, her decisions outside of the cage haven't been the best, but inside the cage, she's still a good fighter. But, she just needs to make some improvements, if she wants to go in there and beat Valentina this time around, right? So, yeah, number 1, Tyler Santos, and, of course, the champ. The champion is getting ready for Alexa Grasso. She's out there training in Japan. She's been acknowledging a call out from Rin Nakai, which I don't really take too much into it. I haven't really talked too much about it because I just feel like she was acknowledging Rin Nakai since she was out in Japan. So, it was just like talk. It was just like talk. But I really would like to hear her thoughts on Erin Blanchfield. I know she's preparing for an Alexa Grasso fight. And, as a champion, you focus on the fight that's at hand, the one that's right in front of you. But I would like to hear, retweet something, retweet a couple of these Erin Blanchfield call-outs and say something back, because Erin Blanchfield is looking like her next challenge, possibly in July, right? So, yeah, man, that's where we're at right now. Triple threat is in the top 3. Overall, the quadruple threat is ranked. So, yeah, man, I'm just letting y'all know some of these fighters I've been watching. I told y'all they were going to get there because they got the styles, they got the dominance factor. And right now, Manon and Erin, they are undefeated in the UFC. Tyler Santos, she has 2 losses, but she's still one of the best fighters out there at 125. And they still pose a big threat to the champion, I believe. I really do, So we'll see what happens from here. I think it would be a good idea if they did Tyler versus Manon in like July or August, around the same time they do Shevchenko Blanchfield. Look at me jumping ahead of myself like Grasso going to lose this fight. We don't know. We'll say the winner of Shevchenko Grasso versus Blanchfield, something like that, right? Hopefully they do those fights close by each other so they can have the same turnaround time by the end of the year, right? So yeah, guys, those are the rankings for right now. Let me know in the comment section what y'all think of the fights coming up at strawweight. Chelsea Chandler, entering the bantamweight division, top 15. And what do y'all think of Valentina's next fight against Grasso? Who do you think will be her challenger after that? Let me know in the comment section, guys. Make sure y'all subscribe, comment.